Spiritual SOS, that's the focus for this episode, this very first episode of Hot Takes. Good afternoon. Welcome to Hot Takes. It's a fresh news opinion podcast with me, your host, Leandre Samuels. Now, this podcast is a part of the Stylistic Sunday series, which is being conducted by the students of the television and broadcasting class. Of course, it's a brand new series, so what should they expect? I like to say it as this. You can, of course, expect engaging, unapologetically unfiltered, thought-provoking content every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. right here. So just join me right here. And it's a pretty short podcast, just 5 minutes, and it will fit perfectly into your busy schedule. And of course, if you can't join me live, you can always go back and rewatch the previous episodes. Now, let's get right into it. This week, we are looking at a pretty interesting news story, and it is the 44th Annual National Leadership Prayer Breakfast. It was held on Thursday, January 15th, under the theme Choose Hope, Arise and Build. In attendance were members of government such as the Governor General Sir Patrick Allen, Prime Minister Most Honorable Andrew Holness, the opposition leader Honorable Mark Golding, and of course other persons from the business, political, and religious sectors of this country. The message was presented by Reverend Omar Morrison. He is the pastor for the First Missionary Church, and he urged attendees to embark on a mission to rescue Jamaica from hopelessness. Now, he referred to some of those troubling aspects of the country, including the climbing crime rate, the declining stability of marriages, and he also spoke about the choice many young persons especially make to chop the line and engage in other illicit activities. But he also mentioned some good that has come out of the country in recent times, such as the new drive by the police to go after gangs and prosecute them to the full extent of the law. In economic news, 20 consecutive quarters of economic growth, and also the tourism sector, which has been booming and it keeps breaking records. Now, he didn't stop there actually. He took aim at his fellow religious leaders, and he mentioned that the church needs to be rescued from, and I quote, greed and pride and an over concern for their own safety. And he also mentioned that the church needs to be rescued from post-pandemic comfort zones. Now, my thoughts, my opinions. Now, Jamaica, yeah, we're suffering from a pandemic of sorts of crime and violence. Last year, 2023, recording almost 1,400 murders. And the reality is the church can and needs to do more to address some of these societal ills and problems that Jamaica faces. The reality is many churches seem to be becoming more like exclusive clubs, and they don't seem to have a genuine interest in humanity, unfortunately. And they don't really address the needs of the community as much as they could. However, the church cannot be the only solution. Jamaicans on a whole, we need to step up, and there needs to be a genuine desire on every Jamaican's heart to stamp out crime and to stamp out greed. That's what drives corruption, that's what drives every other criminal activity. And crime is known to be driven by the larger players in the society, and they need to be held accountable. as well. How do we go from here, though? I believe partnerships need to be built between the church and the members of society, and we just need to have a genuine concern for Jamaica and work to fix it. Well, that's all the time we have here on Hot Takes this week. Remember to catch us every Sunday at 5:35 p.m. or rewatch episodes on our YouTube page. On behalf of my executive producer, Mr. Brian Koff, and the rest of the team, I'm Leandre Samuels. A fresh new episode comes your way next week. And remember, stay opinionated, stay curious, and stay unapologetically you. Bye.